So let's talk about the three options that I use. This is the Weaver throw line with a 16-ounce weight. This is the Forester throw line with an 10-ounce weight. And this is the Marlowe throw line with an 8-ounce weight. So this is what I use in my small QRP radio kit. All fits together, it's very small. This Marlowe line is a fairly durable line, but there's a little bit of friction to it when you use it. So not my favorite solution, but sometimes size matters, and this is the only solution. This Forester is my favorite line. Between the Weaver style and the Forester style is the same material, polystyrene, polypropylene, poly something, it's plastic. Between these two, this is smaller in diameter, therefore it has less friction as it's coming over bark or as it's coming over a tree limb. That's why I have a lighter weight, and I throw this 10-ounce weight a little more accurately than I throw a 16-ounce weight. However, this larger Weaver line creates a little friction and has scared me a couple of times with the lighter weight. So I go with a heavier weight, so it is sure to come down. These are all personal choices. This is the one I use. I'll try and put all of this in the show notes. How I tie this on, it's just a simple slip knot. This has really been done so many times. It's a simple slip knot because for me, knots come in a couple of different requirements for a knot. Number one is I have to be able to tie it. Can't have something so complex or my memory is so difficult that I can't tie it. The second thing is it stays tied until I want it not to. And then the third thing is I have to be able to untie it. So I've found that this is a knot that works for me. All it is a slip knot. You just tie an overhand knot, right like this. That is an overhand knot, and that is a slip knot. However, that doesn't come untied very quickly. So I just add, I call it what's called a slippery. Where instead of running it through, I just pinch a little piece of it there. And that, I don't want to say has never failed me. I have flung this, spun it, flung it in the air, and it just kept going right over the tree with no line attached to it. Came untied somewhere in the process. But other than that, it's never failed me. This little loop has never caused it to snag on anything. One more time. Don't be stingy. You've got 100-something feet here, so don't be stingy. So I'm just coming over and poking it through. There's my loop. Little slippery knot. Slippery because I can just pull it out like that. One final consideration here is wherever I throw, I have to consider the branches that are under it. Now, if I can't get my wire up and free, then I really don't have a good solution. Actually, I might like right over there. Might work a little bit better. It's a little bit lower, but I think if I can stay out here, throw at this angle here, far out, throw at this angle, that means I'm going to throw farther. As I get closer to it, I can't throw as far because I'm throwing more up. So let's heave it from here and see how that works. When I put this away, I just tie it in hanks, or hank it around my thumb and pinky like this in a crossing pattern. And I just do like 20 turns and then stuff it in the bag. 20 more turns, stuff it in the bag. That way I don't have one big wad. Okay, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. You might have seen them on the internet. One of them is to, I think, yeah, there we go. Oops. It's to make this thing where we've got two pieces like this between our legs. We throw it granny style. That's another way to do it. We've got the windmill which is the way I do it. When I started, I turned my back to the tree, went between my legs, and heaved it up over my head as far as I could. I wasn't trying to hit a branch, I was trying to get it all the way over the tree. And to be honest, I think that's still a decent approach oftentimes, is throw for the tree, not for a branch. It's a little bit like throwing a rope for cows, like roping cattle. You got to throw a little bit above and a little bit beyond. That's where you aim, a little bit above and a little bit beyond. And like roping, there's a feel to it. And I think this is where some people have problems, is they don't feel comfortable doing it. It's hard on their finger. They're not good at it. They don't feel comfortable when they're doing it. One thing to remember about feel when we use that word, that means we can control it. With exposure, we can make it feel better. So starting out, and you've never done this, it is not comfortable. It is not something you can expect to master, the first time out. Keep doing it and you'll get better until it becomes second nature. Will you hit the tree every time? No, I don't. And I've done it a lot. Not exactly what I wanted. What I want. I'm almost there. That might work. I'm gonna try one more trick. I'm gonna grab the other end and this end and see if I can pull them together. Sometimes that helps you get off of a branch. See, I am stuck right up there. I'm not stuck, I'm just on a little branch. Ha! Just came off. Ah, okay, good. All right, this is a W5 CWT transformer from found him on Etsy, W5 CWT. Give him a look. The transformer, this length right here is cut for 20 meters. I have an add-on, which is cut for 40 meters. So I'm going to connect the two of them. This is the one that's going to go up in the tree. I'm going to connect the two together with little clips and then tie it on the line. So again, the 40 meter half is the half that goes up first. These little winders are by Tufton. T-U-F-T-E-L-N. Yeah, T-U-F-T-E-L-N. They're nice. Not as durable as I had hoped. They do bend, and I've broke one trying to bend it back. I am going to tie a midline loop, and I'm going to tie it slippery so it pulls off. I'm going to just grab a bite in the line, take it through, go around the standing part of the line, and pull it tight. That means this other side, when I pull on it, will pull it loose. That's important. So if I get stuck up there, there's a chance that I can still retrieve my wire. No guarantee, but so again, put a bite in the line, up and around and right back through. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the 20 meter side and get it a little bit stretched out. Now the goal here raise the line over under a stick. There we go. Barring some fairly crazy wind, usually friction is enough to keep this in the tree, but not always. So we do the same thing here. Oops. We do the same thing here. We put a bite in the line, run it through the loop, run it around and down, just like that. Easy peasy. Now it's a slip line. It's on there and it hangs in what I call a piñata tie off, but never failed me. I spent a lot of time figuring out how to tie it to the ground or put a stake in the ground. None of that stuff is necessary. So we now have a wire in a tree.